Panem today, Panem tomorrow, Panem forever.
Hey, shh.
Welcome back, everyone, to Not Another Needless Sequel, where we watch movies and propose unnecessary prequels, sequels, reboots, and remakes. My name is Kane. With me, as always, is my co-host Kelsey.
Hey.
Way to go, messing that up, by the way.
Messing what up?
Your intro.
What am I supposed to say?
No, you're not supposed to say reboot like you did.
Oh, okay.
This week, we're taking a look at 2013's The Hunger Games Catching Fire. Did I change the year? When did the Catching Fire movie come out? This week, we're looking at the sequel to 2013's The Hunger Games, The Hunger Games Catching Fire. And as always, there will be time codes below. The budget for this film was between 130 to 140 million, and it left the box office with 865 million.
That's more than the last one.
By a lot. Even though they gave them a bigger budget, they knocked it out of the park.
It's because this movie was better than the last one.
And on Rotten Tomatoes, The Hunger Games Catching Fire was given positive reviews by 90% of critics and 89% of general audiences, which is also higher than the last one. But What did you think of it?
I gave this movie a 5 out of 5.
What'd you give the last one?
A 4.5.
Oh, I also gave it a 5 out of 5.
This movie's better than the last one.
But this movie doesn't exist without the first one.
I agree. I know. I do agree with that.
Not in the obvious sense, like, no shit, you have to have that story. But I mean, like, a bunch of the emotion is layered from the first one.
Like an onion?
Yeah, like an onion.
Like an onion.
For example, one of the first things I wrote down, because when we start the movie, it is showing Katniss post-games, basically. What is it, like a few months after? It's a very short time after the first movie. And she's out in the forest hunting like she always does. And she is seeing the dude she killed, and she's got PTSD. Like, you can't even hunt in peace. And Gale there, being super annoying. Ooh, a lot can happen in a few days. Hey, Gale.
A few weeks.
I had to kill some people.
Exactly.
Why don't you calm down?
Few weeks. I do think that scene in particular did a good job of showing her PTSD and made everything seem more real, which I think is a nod to her acting, not Gale's.
Yeah. Poor guy.
He does his best.
So you can see post games, she's not doing well. PETA is fine.
PETA is PETA. He's just heartbroken.
I mean, he says a good line, something along the lines of, if you can stop treating me like I'm wounded, then I can stop acting like it.
Yeah.
And I think that makes sense. Like, it does suck that he was led to believe maybe she felt something, even though it is part of the games and she kind of does feel something. But one thing I wrote down is in early scenes, Katniss, she was wearing, like, very nice clothes out in the forest, I thought. And in the books, apparently the Capitol requires victors to pursue a talent since they no longer need to work now that they're rich from the games. And Katniss initially struggles with that because her only talent is hunting, which they're, I guess, not supposed to be doing there anyway. So Cinna steps in and gives her clothes that she can say that she designed herself, which I thought was interesting that she designed some clothes. I don't know how they would have incorporated that in the movie. Maybe when they get to the Capitol, somebody would be like, I'm wearing your design.
Yeah, it seems like, I don't know, I feel like her designs would have been like for the everyday person, not for the Capitol. So it'd be like more like the people in the districts.
Well,
but the people in the districts would never be able to afford it.
But it would be good and more insulting even if they were wearing it, like, LOL, this is just like our fun clothes, and it is like she's making clothes just for people to have to survive in.
Yeah.
Anyway, they have to go on their victory tour after winning, and that means they go to all the districts and talk about, their love and how great the Capitol is and all this bullshit.
They're star-crossed lovers from District 12.
Yeah.
It's important to note that President Snow shows up at her house and threatens her before this victory tour, saying that rebellions can be built on one tiny act, and he doesn't want that.
The berries is what he, shows her a video of, saying this is it. Like, this was not love.
Yeah. And so she says that she'll convince them, but he says, you have to convince me that you're in love. And so it's a threat to her entire family because he will kill them.
Yeah. And so she, I guess, doesn't share that information with Peta and Haymitch, which they get annoyed at later. But so they're going on this victory tour starting in, I guess, their district. Did they even do anything in their district?
I don't think so. I think they just left.
Okay, yeah. So they start in 11 then and work their way up. Now 11 is Rue was from. And so when they go there, it's supposed to start off with like this, like, oh, thank goodness for the capital. They don't, because they're super emotional about it, and she speaks from her heart about it, and then Peta offers to give away his winnings or half their winnings or something every year, some shit like that.
A portion of their winnings, he says, every month for the rest of their whatever. I think it's even more sickening to see that they make the families of the other tributes stand on a pedestal behind a photo of that said tribute, and that's where they have to watch the speech from.
Yeah. And so they, upon seeing that, you know, things are obviously super emotional in that district, and somebody raises the three fingers, which is like it's a symbol of like unity and also rebellion. And I mean, I don't know where exactly it comes from. It's not been in the book so far, because I was looking it up to see if there was some mention of it where that symbol is produced from, but it's just not allowed. So when they do that, everything breaks out in that district, and it fucking put somebody on their knees and shoot him, the first guy that did it. And so Katniss and Peta are being like pulled back, and they're like screaming about it. And it's a problem, because not only did it seem like they just incited more rebellion, but Peta offering the money away was also like seen negatively by the Capitol.
That's when she tells them that she was threatened by Snow.
Yeah. And meanwhile, you know, you see the new game maker, Plutarch Heavensby.
Yeah.
I should remember, because I can hear Snow at the end. Plutarch. Mm-hmm. Or no, does he say? He says Heavensby? Yeah. Plutarch Heavensby?
Yeah.
Anyway, Snow is like, hey, we need to kill her. And Heavensby is like, no, not right now. We need to do it right, because otherwise she's a martyr.
Yeah.
So he starts off by saying, hey, we're going to go into 12, take away their black market, which is something that the last, like, guards they had there were allowing without... They were just, like, turning the other cheek. In fact, they were buying some stuff from the black market, like from Katniss. Specifically, she mentions that she sold like meat to them. They go in there and they take all that shit, and then they start doing more killings and executions and
floggings.
Yeah. And so they send a new captain in there, and he goes in there, and as they're fucking people up, Gale does the only good thing I think he does in all the movies, and he just tackles one of them. That is enough for me to be like... He
tackles the captain.
Yeah, that's enough for me to be like, all right, Gale, all right, I'm here for that.
He could have played football in another life.
Well, yeah. That's what I was thinking. It's football. So he's put on a post, and they start whipping him, and Katniss runs out there, and she gets hit once, which in return causes Peta and Haymitch to run out there, and they have this standoff where they're like, hey, you can't kill her. You know, this is the darling of the capital, and it'll look real bad. You've got three
victors.
Yeah,
you
three
want three
victors
dead
here.
victors on your hands.
Yes, which turns out when you see Snow watching it later, he's like, we should kill all the victors. Like, we shouldn't have this. Because they're mad that it was seen on TV briefly, her standing up to the guards like that. They shut it down as quick as they could, but whatever. So as a result of that, I think, I mean, maybe the books explain it differently, but the way the movie presents it, with him saying, hey, their whole species needs to be wiped out, and then they're announcing the Quarter Quell. So the Quarter Quell is every 25 Hunger Games.
Yeah.
You know, like the 25th, the 50th, the 75th.
Yeah, Haymitch won a Quarter Quell.
Yeah. So this is the 75th they're going to do, and every Quarter Quell has some kind of unique twist to it. Like, for example, Haymitch's was that they had double the people. Like, they took 2 boys and 2 girls.
They took 4 tributes from every district.
Yeah. So for this Quarter Quell, they're reaping from the existing winner pool, which they haven't been able to do until this point, because I guess they didn't have enough.
They didn't have a female victor from 12.
Yeah. So that scene is, I think, super good, because it quickly shows everybody like breaking down when they hear that news. Like, you see the fear, the shock. I said it was really good the way they cut to Haymitch for just a split second. I think it was perfect that they didn't do it for too long, where he, like, is sitting on his couch and he stands up and throws his drink at the TV or the hologram.
Yeah.
Because, he's just, as much as Haymitch is like, I'm an alcoholic, like, he's actually super emotional and super upset with all this shit.
Yeah, I agree. I think that part is cool because it shows, Katniss goes into a new state of anxiety. She knows that Snow's about to get what he wants. She knows the odds of her coming out of this are even more slim than the first set of odds.
Yeah.
Which I think Hamish does a good job to explain when you go through all of the victors, showing that they're all darlings of the Capitol. They've all known them for years. They, it's not just the star-crossed lovers and all of this. They have to come up with different strategies, which I thought that was a good way to delineate it from the first one, because otherwise you're watching the exact same thing again.
Yeah.
So they have to find a way to not only make it different, but make it interesting. And so I thought that they did a good job.
Yeah, for sure. Something I didn't write down is whenever they're traveling through I didn't get to say, is whenever they're traveling for the victory tour, you see the mockingbird symbol, like, painted somewhere.
It's a Mockingjay.
The Mockingjay. Symbol painted somewhere, and you also see somewhere it says, like, the odds are never in our favor. And they start to, like, leak it throughout the movie, like, the districts are all slowly, like, rebelling, and they're trying to keep that off the TV and prevent people from knowing about it. As they go into the Quarter Quell, they're introducing all the tributes, which I'm going to talk more about the ones that matter later. I'm not going to get into it too much. All I wanted to say is they're lucky that Alan Richardson wasn't as big as he is today going into the games, because he would have just been giving them the fucking thresh, 2 into the wall. Boom, boom, you're dead.
I think that he still did that. I think where he messed up is they tried to attack them at the wrong time, and he made the mistake of, like, throwing Beetie's death, like, relishing in the death rather than, like, killing her and running away, and that's what got him killed. Because Katniss wasted no time and immediately shot him in the chest.
I just think the size of this Alan Richardson is currently the size of one of his arms.
Probably. Well, he's not Jack Reacher? No.
He is.
Jack Reacher,
or
yeah.
He's Jack, yeah, I think he's Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
I always get Jack Reacher and the other Jack.
Jack
confused.
Ryan.
Jack Ryan. Plus,
he's Reacher, though.
I think that that weird Scientologist actor was Jack Reacher once for a movie. Wasn't he?
Oh, Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was.
So, they are doing these pre-game ceremonies, and what I thought was interesting is everyone doesn't want to be there, including everybody up to 3, maybe? Like,
no, even 1 and 2, because Cashmere and Gloss during the pre-game, like, ceremony interviews with Caesar say that they're going to be sad because they've treated them with nothing and this wasn't a choice.
I guess you're right. Yeah, and they mention, like, oh, everybody, is pissed about this, and it's good because they are all speaking out about it. Joanna specifically, when she gets out there on the TV, she's like, I'm pissed because the deal was I wouldn't have to do this again, and now you guys are trying to kill me. Well, I'll fucking kill all you. Like, she's crazy.
Yeah.
And they are, like, bleeping shit out, censoring shit. You can see Caesar's face, like, looking like, like, I'm kind of losing control here.
Well, that, and he's probably like, Snow is going to kill me.
Exactly.
That's what I think.
But he can see the uprising happening, and that's good. And
but I also think that he looks pissed and annoyed, like, because he's on the Capitol side.
Yes. And then Peeta takes this opportunity to lie and say Katniss is pregnant, which leads people to start saying, stop the games, like, don't do this. And they are pissed about that. All the way to Cinna designs an outfit for Katniss because everybody's excited to see what her outfit's going to be, because obviously the last year she did that fire dress and nobody had known about it. And she wears a dress that when she spins, it does light on fire, but it burns down to a Mockingjay symbol.
Well, it was also a big fuck you to the president, because President Snow told them that she had to wear a wedding dress since her and Peeta weren't actually going to get married. And Cinna designs it to where the wedding dress burns into a Mockingjay. Yeah. Which is an even bigger, like,
and
middle
also,
finger.
When they do the scoring for their skills, Peeta paints a picture of Rue on the ground as his skill, and Katniss goes in there and dresses the dummy up as Seneca Crane, the last game maker and hangs him. So they are all full blown, like, fuck the Capitol. Also, the whole time Plutarch Heavensby's there, like, if I hadn't read the books or seen the movie or anything up to this point, watching it for the first time, like, he seems so evil. He does an excellent job. Like, I didn't think he was good.
I didn't either. You actually don't find that. I don't remember finding that out in the books until the very end.
I mean, yeah, I guess you don't. So anyway, with Cinna designing that dress just as they're about to go up for the games, she is saying goodbye to Cinna, and he even says something that's very, like, he's like, I think I'm all done, as he's finishing touching up her dress, but it's very much like he knows.
Yeah.
And so, as the tube closes, the guards rush in and just beat Cinna to death in front of the tube, and it's super sad because she's sitting there screaming, she can't help, she can't get out. And you don't even have a second to calm down from that because the tube goes up and the games are counting down. And
it actually enrages her and she kills some, but she's the first person to kill someone in the games, I think.
Yeah. Well, because she actually runs for the cornucopia this time, which last time she was told not to.
Yeah.
And they all run, it seems. I don't know who didn't. I guess
Peeta kind of didn't, but it was her and Finnick up there first.
Yeah, and so Finnick is a character that we meet throughout the ceremony, and he seems like an asshole, too.
He's from District 4.
Yes, and so you're already like, oh, he's a little close.
Yeah,
and
he's the youngest person that's ever won the games at 14.
And he seems like a prick every time he speaks up until this point where when they meet in the cornucopia, she turns at him and he shows her that he's wearing this gold band. And this is significant because earlier Effie is saying that we all have to have a gold thing because we're a team. She has gold hair. She gives Peeta a gold necklace, like a medallion. Haymitch has the gold bracelet, and then Katniss has her gold Mockingjay pin. But now, Finnick has it, and he puts his hand up and he says some shit like, good thing we're on the same side, right?
Yeah, Haymitch told her right before she went in that
remember who the enemy is?
Remember who the real enemy is.
Yeah.
Which is obviously allude to the Capitol.
But when he showed, like, that was such a shocking moment for me, too. I was like, what? Like,
yeah. I think it was obviously the first time I read it and watched it, but now I've seen these movies so many times, I'm like,
yeah,
nice.
Finnick's a good guy.
Yeah.
But at first, like I said, he seems like a dick. So Finnick came in with the woman from his district, Mags, and she's an older woman, and
Mags volunteers for a younger girl. Her name is Annie, which you find out later that that's like Finnick's woman.
Yeah.
And Mags was both of their mentors.
Yeah. So you have Finnick and Mags, who are seemingly siding with Katniss. Then Beetee and Wyrus, who are both, like, geniuses. They're very
from
smart.
District, like, 3 or something.
Yeah, they actually make mention that Beetee designed, like, stuff for the Capitol, like, for their power grid and whatnot. And then Joanna, who I mentioned earlier, is very angry. She is there, too. And they are all now seemingly on Katniss's side. And that was not something Katniss was expecting, and she wasn't told about this. And so she's very, like, I don't know.
They also keep making comments. I did this for you.
Yeah,
I did
and
this
she's
for
like,
you.
what? Huh?
And one of the other tributes, I mean, we should get to like the clock first, I guess. It's just Finnick, Mags, Peeta, and Katniss at first, and they're finally resting, and they start getting hit with like this poison.
Yeah, so the way that the map is designed is like a clock. It's just split into several portions, and in the middle is all this water. I wanted to mention that for those water scenes, they filmed in a water park south of Atlanta, and the water was 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And the woman, Lynn Cohen, who played Mags, was exempted from going into the water at the request of the director, Francis Lawrence, because he was concerned about her health. But in the first scene where she's carried on the man who played Finnick, Sam Claflin's back, he lost his footing, bumped his knee on the rocks, and dumped her into the water. And he felt so horrible about it, but she thought it was funny.
Yeah, I told you that there's like an interview of her going, oh, I just had the worst time. I just had to get a piggyback ride all day.
Yeah.
And it's just funny. She's rest in peace.
Yeah. So, in the different portions of the clock, different things happen. You can think of it Jumanji style. So the one that they're in, there's like a poison fog that they have to get away from. Another one has monkeys. Another one is just a wave that will drown you. And That's it? That's all we know about? Or is there...
Yeah.
Yeah, but
There's it rains blood.
Oh,
the
yeah.
lightning tree.
Yeah, so they see this
The
lightning tree,
Jabberjays.
and they're, like, trying to figure out what that's about, and Katniss says, like, oh, it's 12 times for 12 districts, but it's for the clock. And they form a plan where Beatty has this copper wire that he says he designed, and they're going to attach it to the tree and bring it to the water and electrocute everybody.
Yeah.
And lure the rest of the people to the water and electrocute them.
I wanted to say Mags dies at the poison because Finnick can't carry them both, so she knows that she just walks into the poison. And then when they get to the monkey part, one of the morphlings, which is a camouflage, like a set of camouflage people from a different district, it's the female one, saves Peeta. She sacrifices herself and gets killed because of Peeta. And Peeta does mention this to Katniss.
Yeah, and she's like, why
would
they do that?
They're trying to figure it out because Katniss and Peeta seemingly are the only people who don't know about the plan.
They're running towards the lightning tree, and they split up, which Katniss and Peeta don't like because they think that they're about to be betrayed. And it looks worse when Katniss goes off with Joanna, and when they get attacked, Joanna immediately hits Katniss and knocks her down and then digs a knife into her arm. She's actually taken out her tracker, but it seems like she's just going to kill her for that split second, and she lures the rest of the people away. So when she was doing that and they got attacked, she was leading the copper wire away to the water, and they broke it. So now it seems like that plan's fucked. But when she meets back up with Beetee, that apparently was never the plan. Because Beetee is passed out, and he has like a stick that is got a bunch of the wire wrapped around it and something at the end, like sharp. And it seemed like he tried to stick it into the wall. They make mention earlier that Beetee can notice that the game makers and everybody that was doing the scoring are behind a force field because he can see the shimmer. And there's a force field over the whole arena. And so it was like he was hitting the force field and it electrocuted him. So she doesn't know what the fuck's going on, and then Finnick is running around screaming for her, and she's pointing an arrow at him before he sees her. And when he does see her, she's trying to figure out, like, should I kill him? They betrayed us, did they? I don't know what's going on. And then Finnick just looks at her and shows the band again, is like, remember who the real enemy is. And she luckily doesn't go, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and shoots him, because she very well could have done that, right?
Yeah.
But she instead picks up the copper arrow, attaches it to her, or copper wire, attaches it to the arrow, and shoots it up in the sky into the force field. Which I guess the original plan was for that, but not for the arrow. Like, Beetee thought he could do it with the stick, but it shocked him. But because she's not touching it, when the lightning strikes the tree and follows up through the arrow, it hits the force field and electrocutes the force field. Now, back at the game maker's place, you see Snow watching, and
all the powers didn't cut.
Yeah, and his face is so like, what the fuck just happened? Like, he looks genuinely shocked, and then he goes out there, you know? Heavens be? Plutarch, heavens be? Mm-hmm. And he's gone. He fucking betrayed the Capitol. Like, it was a glorious moment.
It shows, you know, the arena is obviously fake, so it's like all falling in, the ceiling's falling in. Katniss gets picked up by one of the hovercrafts, and the next time she wakes up, it's Finnick, Haymitch, and Plutarch all talking, and Haymitch is like, I don't know if you're gonna get her to talk without the boy, or to help without the boy, and then all of this stuff happens, and she figures out that Peeta wasn't saved, the Capitol got him.
She, like, assumes that Haymitch betrayed her. She's in there and she picks up a syringe and goes to attack them. And yeah, you see them. I wonder if she, like, thought, when I was watching, I was like, I wonder if she thought she died. Like, because she's, like, laying there, like, barely alive, and the thing picks her up, the hovercraft, and that's how they pick up people that are dead already. I would have thought I was dead. I would have been like, this is me going to heaven.
She also got electrocuted from that.
Yeah, because the tree, she was standing next to the tree, so she didn't take it on like Beetee did, I guess, but she was still standing within that distance.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she goes to attack them, and they put her out, and I think her emotion's so good in that scene because they're sticking her with a syringe to knock her out, and she's like, her voice is all hoarse, and she's like, you lied, like you said you were gonna save PETA, how could you? And it's super emotional in that sense. So she also is told at the very end of the movie, like the last scene, who's talking to her and says, was it Haymitch? Yeah, Haymitch says that 12 is destroyed. That they went in there and bombed it.
Or, no, it's Gale.
Oh, you're right, because Gale says, I got out your sister, and he's like, but 12 is gone.
Yeah.
So, as a result of what they did, they just destroyed 12. And that's the last line of the movie, and it just zooms in and cuts to the fucking burning Mockingjay symbol. Like, what a fucking ending. Like, that gets you excited for the next one. You're like, shit, what's gonna happen?
I think it's a good transition into knowing that the next movie is going to have nothing to do with the Hunger Games, and it's all going to be rebellion.
Yeah, shit's to change. They can't have another Hunger Games. So all my trivia for this is at the end, because there wasn't really great trivia for all this movie, like throughout the movie. But anyway, this is the only Hunger Games film to not feature singing from Katniss. She sings Deep in the Meadow in the first one, and then in the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2, over the credits, you hear her singing The Hanging Tree, and in Part 1, she sings The Hanging Tree. This was also the highest grossing film of 2013 in North... I did change the year.
Oh, maybe you did. Nice.
This was the highest grossing film of 2013. You know, I never make mistakes, and I let you gaslight me into thinking I make mistakes. I'm fucking perfect. I'm the best podcast host this side of the Mississippi. This was the highest grossing film of 2013 in North America. Oh, sorry, did you say something?
Insert eye
Did you want to
roll.
agree?
No.
It was the first film to top the annual box office with a top-billed female lead since The Exorcist in 1973, and the first with a woman as the sole protagonist and primary marketing focus since The Sound of Music in 1965.
And not Julie Andrews.
Yeah. It's a big win. Last, in an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Jennifer Lawrence said that she, Josh Hutcherson, and Sam Claflin were very clumsy, saying that Claflin fell at least once in every scene they filmed. Claflin agreed and said that they could film an entire gag reel with him falling over.
He should probably get that checked.
Well, he's older now.
I know.
Okay. Who will survive our next Hunger Games? Now, I have anime characters here. I know you don't know all these characters, and to be honest with you, I don't remember everything about all these characters, so people, if any real anime fans listen to this, boy, are they going to be pissed, but fuck them. So here's the list of characters that we have that are going to compete in this game. So as a reminder, it's important on whether or not through their personality that they'd be able to gain sponsors, and they cannot bring any equipment in. Now, if they have just powers, then that is what it is. Levi Ackerman of Attack on Titan. Now, he is an Ackerman, and there's some kind of blood thing there where they're able to just, like, activate their power or their fucking fighting response. So he has that. Light Yagami. He don't got shit. He's if he don't have the death note and he can't bring it in, he's just a fucking know-it-all loser.
He definitely ain't getting sponsors.
Yeah. Wait, no? Hold on now.
Listen,
Wait,
keep going through the rest
you're right.
of them.
Okay, Guts from Berserk. So what you need to know about Guts is he's a big-ass knight, basically, and he don't give up, and he can fight fucking monsters. In one scene, he literally is, like, cutting his own arm off to survive something, and he don't care. He's just...
Can he fight a Titan?
Yes. I think Guts could take a Titan. Okay, Ken Kaneki of Tokyo Ghoul. He has the ghoul in him. He's not, like, that's not something he has to bring in, but he eats people. And if he eats people, he kind of goes ballistic and loses it. And so he could very well do something that could get him killed in the games if he went outside the ring or something like that. Spike Spiegel, Cowboy Bebop. He's very smooth. He's got martial arts out the ass. Goku. Son Goku, as some might call him. Dragon Ball Z. Now, to be fair to the rest of this list, let's say it's end of original Dragon Ball Goku. No Super Saiyan, okay?
I like how we're putting limitations because we all know who would win.
Okay.
He's just trying to get it to where not everybody can be Batman.
Oh my god. Fine. It's Goku, but only up to Frieza. First Super Saiyan form, not second. And no more giant monkey. You lost out on that because you didn't want original Dragon Ball.
He loses his tail before that. Anyway, Also, he becomes super... I guess he's just become Super Saiyan in Frieza. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All Might from My Hero Academia, but he's also very sick and it's hard for him to transform into his All Might form. Mm-hmm. So when he's not that, he's just a dude. Tanjiro Kamado, Demon Slayer, he's Master Swordsman. He doesn't really have powers. Now, don't fucking argue with me if you've seen the show. I know there's water and shit coming out of his blade and fire. That's not real. The creator said that that's just to show their movements. That's not real. David Martinez, Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Mm-hmm. Now, I struggle with this one. The Sandevistan stain is built into his spine. Can he bring that in?
I mean, I don't think he'd survive without it.
Okay, fine. He can bring it in. Monkey D. Luffy, One Piece. Man, I hope no One Piece nerds are listening to this because I do not know shit about him. He can stretch, Mr. Fantastic style. He's got some kind of power up a la Super Saiyan, but not Super Saiyan, obviously, and I don't know what it is. It's called, like, gear. He does, like, gear 1, gear 2, gear 3. I don't know what it does, faster, stronger, that kind of shit. Naruto Uzumaki. He is a ninja, so he can do all kinds of jujitsus. And the jujitsus that he can do, he can make clones of himself. He can turn himself into a fairly ugly woman. He can heal. He can go faster, I believe. All kinds of shit. And then Ash Ketchum.
But he doesn't have his Pokeballs or powers.
No, but Ash Ketchum is like a 12-year-old kid. I think he'll get some sponsors.
Yeah, Ash Ketchum's dead first.
Oh, hold on now.
He probably wouldn't die first, but he's dead.
You're telling me if he doesn't get a sponsor right away and they send him a Pokeball with Pikachu in it, he's not a threat? Let's start from the top. Levi, no sponsors. He's an ass.
He would get a sponsor.
He's an ass.
I don't believe that.
Light.
No sponsors.
He's got two faces. You don't think... He made it into college. He fooled the cops into think his own family. He fooled that girl. He manipulated...
I don't think he's gonna win.
I just think he's manipulative enough to get sponsors. And that's the thing. If he gets sent the Death Note...
I'm just gonna be real right here. In none of the movies is anything the sponsors send them, like, absolutely life-changing.
Yeah,
and if we're sitting here saying that the sponsors can send them stuff, okay, they're gonna send Levi one of those kits.
But what's that gonna matter when Light is just like, delete. Then again, who gets their kit first? Because if Levi gets that shit, he could swing through and grab other people's shit. But what's the map? We have to come up with what the map is.
Well, we said we were going to do whatever it was in the movie, but the problem is I think we should just make up the map because there's no Hunger Games in the next movie.
Okay, so an anime map then?
Sure.
Namek.
Okay.
There's not a lot of trees on Namek. Oh, well,
seen...
Levi's done that.
Yeah.
Okay, Levi kills Light, I'm saying, because Light... I'm just going to say that even if Levi and Light were sent their shit at the same time, Levi's faster. Even without his equipment, he's faster, and he's going to get to it. And once he gets to it, he's going to recognize the threat that is sponsors. Mm-hmm. And that's early, I'm calling it. Hell, they could have the fucking ODM gear in the cornucopia. I don't think they're putting Death Notes in the cornucopia, because that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Guts, you're dead. I'm sorry. Guts, you don't do much besides, sheer rage.
Yeah. I also think Spike Spiegel would probably die. Just because he doesn't have power compared to the rest of them.
Yeah. What about Kaneki?
I think he lasts for a while, but I think the Demon Slayer kills him.
They do grow weak if they don't eat, and there's only 12 people to eat.
Yeah.
And other people are going to be killing people.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Ken Kaneki's dead. Goku? Let's save Goku for the rest.
Yeah.
All Might, I'm also thinking we should save for the rest. I don't think All Might's gonna make it, but we'll get there. Tanjiro, I don't think he can do it in the end. I think that the speed of other people is gonna beat out his skills.
I also think David Martinez, with how much he's changed, is gonna be like going in and out.
Cyber Psycho? You
Yeah.
think that's gonna fuck him up?
Yeah.
I could see that. I'm afraid to say that Luffy's gonna die, but I don't think he's gonna make it either.
Oh.
And what about Naruto, though?
What can he do? I think him and Goku are gonna have an epic battle, and we should save him for the end.
They're probably gonna have fun. Goku's not even gonna be mad. Goku will actually probably kill people who have killed people.
That's what I'm saying.
Ash,
I think he's dead.
I'm going with the same. Levi would have stopped him from getting the Pokeball.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we're down to Naruto, All Might, Goku, and Levi.
I don't think Levi's making it. In the end, I think he's gonna have a hard fought battle, but I don't think he's gonna.
The only
Goku's
difference,
faster.
though, I know, but I don't. The only thing with Goku is that he loves a sacrifice and to die, and he doesn't kill people unless they've done something wrong. Like, he doesn't want to kill people.
So Goku gives up in the end before losing, but I don't think Goku gives up until the very end. Goku and whoever else, and Goku lets them go.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because he's like, haha, I can go train with the dead. Haha.
Okay. Well, I think Goku's still gonna beat up Levi.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know.
Naruto has to do too many hand gestures. He doesn't just do it. He has to, like, hit a combo, you know? He has to 1, 2, 3, 4. Too slow.
Too slow, yeah.
I think it's Goku and All Might.
Who's going to kill Levi?
Goku is going to beat him up. He's not going to kill him. He's going to break his ODM gear and then break his leg.
But they have to die. What we're saying is these people have to die.
So you think Goku, Levi, and All Might in the end, but because Goku and All Might wouldn't kill, Levi wins?
I don't even know if Levi would kill. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's also...
Nah, he kills. He's killed.
Yeah. I don't know. Why don't you think All Might would win?
I think All Might can win, but not against Goku. The Super Saiyan energy, I think, is going to last longer than All Might can hold his All Might form. His one for all.
Goku also has that
Instant transmission?
he doesn't know instant transmission
Oh, you're right. That's
yet.
before.
He has the new move he learns where it like can blow up a planet.
Spirit Bomb?
Yeah.
I think Spirit Bomb would go into, it would require him to have sponsors in a sense because people have to give him energy. Now, they don't have to physically send him anything. Okay, Goku blows up the arena with a Spirit Bomb.
Him and Levi escape and start the rebellion.
Okay, but we can't have both.
I know.
Goku's faster. I think it's Goku.
I mean, I think of all the people on the list, Goku would win. For sure, it's just a matter of...
Look, in the end, everybody's going to be on the same level regardless. When we do the final games, I have to give everybody boosts to make them equal. Everybody's going to be...
That's just him because he wants Batman to win.
No, Batman can still lose. Batman would have lost against Superman if Superman wasn't a bitch. But I'm saying Goku.
That's fine.
Okay. You don't seem fine with it. You wanted Levi to win?
No, I think Goku would win.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening. We do so appreciate it. If you want to talk movies with us, you can find us on TikTok, Instagram, Letterboxd, Threads, and Blue Sky. We are NansPod everywhere. Links as always will be wherever you're listening. If I could ask you for one thing, is to share a show with someone and leave us a review. That is how we get new listeners. Of course, I also ask that you come back for more needless sequels. Next week, we'll be watching the next Hunger Games. What's it called?
The Hunger Games, Mockingjay Part 1.
What a fucking mouthful. On HBO Max. Take care of yourselves, everyone. We'll see you next week.
You didn't let me have my NansPod.
Sorry, hit it again. Hit a clean one for us. So I'll put it in.
NansPod.
All right. One more clean.
NansPod.
Now with an accent.
NansPod.
I liked that. All right, but you didn't say your bye.